Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mike, T-Roy's here. What up, T?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I've been better.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, no, I've just got my throat.
You still
driving me nuts.
Still sound a little squeaky.
Yeah, getting that sexy-ass voice going.
No. Yesterday was deep and sexy. Today's a little squeakier.
Well, I can make it sexy as shit.
Because it's time for change.
Yeah, it's bad. I don't know. It's not like I screamed at anyone or did anything, so I don't really know what it's all about, but it's a little frustrating. Maybe,
Could be the season.
Maybe. I'm running low on Entertainer Secret.
Well, better get to ordering some more.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, other than that, doing great. I wish the rain would stop.
It's a hump day.
Yeah. Tomorrow's Mike Massey Day.
Yeah.
We traditionally love Mike Massey Day. I've been going back and forth with him a lot, preparing for his visit tomorrow. He's going to be staying here for a couple days, ready for a good, healthy discussion tomorrow with him, and Amy's coming in. I know this has spurred quite a debate on everything. And
Stirred the pot, for sure.
Yeah.
We're very passionate.
I want to be very clear that I'm not interested in fighting with anybody. I'm not interested in debating politics with Mike Massey at all. You know what? I've come to the grand realization that one side sees it one way and thinks the other side is crazy, and the exact same is true on the other side.
Yep.
There's no mending those fences, as sad as that is.
No.
It is what it is. Mike and I went back and forth and fought about some of the shit, and there's stuff he'd never even heard of, though, that was interesting. He'd never even heard about Zuckerberg money, $412 million into these Democrats. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, well, here's an article from the Wall Street Journal. He's like, okay. He figured I was going to send him shit from OAN or something.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Like, no, dude. And he didn't know anything about 2,000 Mules.
No.
And, all the stuff, the shenanigans that went on there. So he and I have had those discussions off there. They're not going to go anywhere. It's not going to change his mind. And he's not going to change mine. But a lot of people are, I think, hoping for, guerrilla warfare, like some attack on Massey. Look, I love Mike as a person. I've talked to him many, many times off the air. We've gone to breakfast, lunches, and dinners together. And I know who he is as a person, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in canceling anybody. I think as a group that, is something I'm very proud of, is that people on the right tend to not want to cancel people. I'm sure there's fringe elements that do, but for the most part, we don't do that. I've never canceled an interview with someone because of their politics. I've had many people cancel interviews with me because of their politics and mine, that they think we're pigs or whatever we are in this show, and they decide they're not going to do the show. I'm very proud that we don't do any of that stuff, and I want to have fun with Massey. I'm not here to fucking start any wars. I think that's how you feel.
Absolutely. I'd love to, let this be an example of how we can get past some bullshit and some differences. Yeah. And hopefully move on and mend some fences and rebuild some relationships.
Yeah. And we, lastly on that, that's important to me too. Yeah. And I think we'll be able to do that.
I think
really do. It bothers me that it's weighing on Mike's mind a lot, and I've gotten a lot more context from people over the last few days that have reached out to me saying, after all that went down, because you got to remember, I wasn't here, you weren't here.
Yeah.
We had nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, I wasn't even involved. I caught all the vapors of that after the fact.
Yeah, and I caught them way after the fact.
Right.
Outside of all the people that emailed me and texted me and, DM me and all that stuff, and it was like, whoa, what the fuck,
Yeah.
But we had literally nothing to do with it, and I was gone forever, so... I'm not interested in digging up old wounds and starting a war or anything like that. But I felt like, and I think you and I had many discussions off air about this.
Yeah,
it was like
how to handle it, what to do, good idea, bad idea.
What's our responsibility? We thought about it from all angles, and it was like, you know what? I'm not interested in the elephant in the room just hanging there and not being addressed, and then people calling us pussies for not addressing it.
To not.
Yeah.
Just come in and act like nothing. Hey, Mike, what's new?
Yeah.
How was your COVID?
And is that the right decision? I don't know.
No, well,
there is no right or wrong decision.
The only way,
that's what we went with.
Yeah.
So,
the only way this relationship can actually, continue and grow is to address it.
Yeah.
It has to be. And it's not looking for a right or a wrong. It is what it is. Everybody has their beliefs, but it's not. It's not a political thing, because the chances of you talking him into not feeling the same way about Trump is the same as talking to Amy and not feeling the same way about Biden.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. Right. So you both have your beliefs. You both have your points. That's fine. This is so much bigger than a political discussion. That's not what it is. It's not what it's about.
No.
And that's the last thing we want it to turn out to be.
And I think there's plenty of blame to go around, you know, because after the fact, some things happened, you know, targeted towards Mike, and people apologize for that stuff. He's got all those correspondence, and so it's like, okay, mistakes were made on all sides. There's probably plenty of blame and apologies to go around. I know our audience probably knows a fraction of the whole story, and you know, we'll hit it and move on. The fact is, I love music. I love musicians, and the other hard fact is probably almost every musician you listen to, fans of this show that you listen to, disagree with you 100% on politics.
That's probably true.
Right. Like that's just the nature of
most
that
of them just
right-brained, artistic.
Keep it behind closed doors.
Yes. This one got exposed, and I think lessons were learned. I think Mike learned some, and so it is what it is. But I love talking music. I love great musicians. And for all you that go, you know, get pissed off because Massey said something you didn't like, and go, fuck him, he's just a shitty karaoke artist. Like, dude, this guy, take it from someone who wishes he could be a musician. That dude is as world class as far as musicianship goes as it comes. It's as simple as that. And artists from across the globe clamor to work with him. That's how fucking good Massey is. So it's a treat to have him in here. Put the politics aside. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to spending a couple days with him.
And the irony too is that, you know, the whole fuck Joe Biden, so let's go Brandon, you know, the side and crowd of all that. It's not that different than the fuck Trump. It's just you're on different sides of the fence, you know? So take a step back, look in the mirror, check your ego a little bit, and understand that just like your heels are dug in, you know, his heels were, it's just opinion, man. It is what it is. And, you know, it wasn't handled the right way.
Except fuck Joe Biden is warranted.
Well,
that's the only difference right now. I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding.
Of course. I know. But I just want to say, you know, when people want to just lob stones and you know, say what a piece of shit, well, you know, be careful what
we'll get into it with him tomorrow. I think the way it was handled was wrong to just blanket.
That's the point.
Right, and that's the whole point of this. So
that's exactly the point. It's not which side of it you're on.
It's how it was handled.
That's my point of it.
Right. So we'll deal with that tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh,
so
boy.
That'll be fun. And then we'll have some fun with Music Man. And
hopefully.
It'll be cool to have him here for a couple days because you and I end up with Massey. He gets high as balls. We have some cocktails together, and then the fucking jam sessions start. Of
course.
In the living room. And that's a lot of fun, too. So there will be plenty of, you know, new content that I'm sure we'll throw into our Patreon members area. Patreon.com/TDC Podcast. Sign up, show your support for the show. Exclusive content dropping every week, and we'll have some fun Massey ones in there.
Definitely.
Do we have I think we had someone else sign up today.
We absolutely did. I'd like to welcome aboard Robert Kwanzi. Bob Kwanzi.
Hey there, Bob.
Yep.
Bob Kwanzi.
I
love it.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Welcome
Thank you,
aboard,
Bob.
sir.
I don't recognize that name.
I don't either.
That's even better.
Yeah.
You know, I expect the people whose names I recognize to be in there. But Mr. Bob Kwanzi, I love it.
Mr. Bob Kwanzi.
And I saw he made a comment in one of the polls we had about favorite sticker.
Oh, okay, good.
We posted
so you know,
he's active
signs up
too.
and active involved.
Yeah.
That's what we like to see.
Welcome aboard, my friend. We're glad to have you.
Hope you enjoy.
Amazon link, DetroitCast.com for right now. That'll change, but click that link. Shop as normal. I know everyone is using Amazon, so please do us that small thing. It doesn't cost you any more. It's very, very simple. DetroitCast.com. Click the Amazon link. Shop as normal. We get some credit for it. Walter's at DetroitCast.com. And MyPillow.com, that son of a bitch, is giving you $90 off on the My Slippers right now. They're awesome. You'll love them. Order a size bigger. If you're a size 9, order a 10. If you're a 10, order an 11, etc. But he's giving them away for $50 right now. They're usually $140
it's a bargain.
A pair. So there's tons of specials going on. The only way you're going to get that discount, though, is using a promo code. So use promo code TDC, and they hook us up solidly when you do that. So with that, let's get on with the show, T.
On with the show.
On with the show. Boy, the pro-abortion extremists, boy, the fight in them is spectacular.
Yeah, well, you know, you start messing with a woman's box, they get a little testy.
Yeah, they do get testy when you mess with the box. They don't like that.
No.
I like this. Like, okay, you have to acknowledge that the debate over Roe v. Wade has been fought vigorously on both sides for 50 years, since the day Roe v. Wade came out. So this is not settled. It's never been settled. It's always been contested. So however they rule on this, we'll see. You know, I don't really have a dog in the fight. I wish they wouldn't overturn it, personally. I understand.
I mean, it's probably it's got to be the most controversial topic or the decision that they've had. I mean, you probably couldn't name. Well, you might be able to, but most people couldn't name one other, V from the Supreme Court decisions.
Brown v. Education.
Yeah, well, exactly. Very, very few. But Roe v. Wade rolls. I mean, everyone knows what that is. So it's never just going away.
I loved the argument. This is super precedent. This was set in super precedent 50 years ago. Really? It's been the most debated and argued about fucking Supreme Court decision in the history of the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And they've overturned stuff before. They've made mistakes, especially when it comes to civil rights, women's voting rights. Yep. Like, there's been a lot of shitty decisions through the years of the Supreme Court. What I don't agree with is, if you don't like the decision on something, you don't get to burn buildings down.
Generally not.
That's where... Like, I understand.
Unfortunately, now that's super precedent.
That is almost.
It has been set that's what you do.
Yeah.
It's how you handle it.
It'll be interesting because they are promising a summer of rage. We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah.
Like pro-abortion, or what are they? Not pro-abortion, but, well, I guess they're pro-abortion. But the
pro-choice. It's pro-choice.
Pro-choice. What's the other side?
Pro-life.
Pro-life. Yeah. So the pro-choice, they're calling them pro-abortion extremists. Like, they want to fucking murder baby or, rip a child out of a womb and kill it just to say they did, almost. They're so angry. I've never seen so many blue, green, red, and pink-haired people losing their shit. It's quite incredible. So now they're reportedly threatening to burn down the Supreme Court building.
Okay.
Yep.
That should be good.
And murder justices.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Wonder if would that be considered an insurrection?
Well, to half the country, yes, it would be. It would absolutely be an insurrection, no doubt about that, but half the country wouldn't see it that way. Right. They also murder the clerks.
Isn't that all built like fucking stone anyway? All those buildings, like...
Yeah. Yeah.
Burning that shit down.
Yeah. But you could burn all the wood desks inside and all the paperwork and all the
get inside for that.
I'm rooting for him.
Sure. Yeah.
Show your hand, man.
Let the Supreme Court police just open the doors.
Yeah,
let them
sure.
in.
So they're prompting law enforcement to ready itself for the violence should Roe v. Wade be overturned. A May 13 Department of Homeland Security, DHS, memo obtained by Axios revealed that government officials are investigating threats to the justices, the clerks, to places of worship, and to abortion clinics. These threats are likely to persist and may increase leading up to and following the issuing of the court's official ruling. The memo attempts to link the pro-life movement to white supremacy.
Of course.
Highlighting pro-life violence in the past, but the memo emphasizes that the extremist acts might come from pro-abortion individuals. The mere advocacy of political or social positions, political activism, use of strong rhetoric or generalized philosophic embrace of violence attacks does not constitute domestic violence extremism or illegal activity and is constitutionally protected, the memo adds. DHS is committed to protecting Americans' freedom of speech and other civil rights and civil liberties, including the right to peacefully protest. Also committed to working with our partners across every level of government and the private sector to share timely information and intelligence, prevent all forms of violence, and support law enforcement efforts to keep our communities safe. I'm so I think, like, if that's the attitude you're going to have, and like burn down buildings, kill justices and clerks, you are so off the deep end mentally.
Yeah.
That's fine. I hope you attempt it, and I hope you have a limited success. I hope you have a little success, enough to get you 40 years in federal prison for it.
Yeah.
Hope it was worth it. And I would also say good luck getting blue hair dye in prison, in federal prison. Like, good luck with it. You should think about that before you get into this. If you think you're going to go sit and rot in a fucking federal penitentiary for 40 years and be able to get green hair dye on the ready,
no,
I don't think so.
All the box you can eat, though.
Tons of box. Yeah, you can do that, but you're not going to be able to have pink hair while you do it. Something to think about. By the way, I don't know how else to say it. I have not seen one fuckable person at those rallies.
Not one?
Not one.
Really?
Not one. And maybe they're just highlighting the most extreme hideousness of the movement.
Yeah, maybe.
And maybe they're burying the hot chicks. for fear that I'd have a different reaction if I saw a 10
Yeah.
strutting out there. Maybe there's a 10 strutting around.
I gotta admit, you generally don't see hot ones at protests.
No.
No, looking back at the whole, Summer of Love and everything that was going on before and all that.
Yeah.
You don't see too many hot ones out there.
No.
I think they have better things to do.
Yeah. I would even go as far as saying the people that I've seen on camera the last few days,
Yeah.
there's not a chance in hell they're getting impregnated to begin with.
It's not about them, Michael. They're fighting for other people's rights.
Oh, okay. Good.
Birthing people's rights.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Okay.
Hey, this part of the show is brought to you by Janet Davis Cleaners on Woodward in Berkeley.
Mike Clark's Cleaners.
It's family owned since 1938. They offer free pickup and delivery. They use only the best environmentally friendly cleaning methods, meaning it's guaranteed not to stank. Intact button guarantee means no broken buttons for you. This is a full-service dry cleaners, casual clothes, work clothes, wedding gowns, sheets, comforters, duvets, and more. Visit janetdaviscleaners.com or call them at 248-543-0340. Mention TDC and get $20 off your first home pickup for new customers only.
Yeah, Mike Clark loved these people. Absolutely used them for 20 years, Mike and Trish.
They're going to come get your shit, clean it, bring it back. It's not going to stink. Your buttons are all there.
Yeah.
What more could you possibly want?
I'm hoping they're spot on with dog hair removal because, god damn, is Cece shedding like crazy.
Yeah.
I got a special comb now for her birthday. Her gram or her aunt got her a special comb, and she lets me use it on her. Dude.
It's concerning how much hair comes off of that thing.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, you go right through, and it's like, okay, that's all the hair this thing could possibly have.
That's an afro.
Yeah.
Wonk.
Nope.
Afro.
Yeah.
Wonk. Afro.
Oh, time after time after time.
I mean, garbage can filled with
You
hair.
would think 5 strokes of that thing, and she'd be bald.
I know.
No, not even close.
Apparently, 'tis the season for shedding.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was
kind of how
thing.
that works. Molting, I think. Is it something along those lines?
I don't know. But
it's like us putting on a little weight for the winter. Dogs bulk up their coat.
Yeah.
Stay warm.
I know her coat, and this isn't new, but, for dogs, like their coat specifically keeps them cool in the summer, which seems weird. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people, you don't need to shave this dog down or anything. Her coat does a good job of keeping her cool in the summer, keeping her warm in the winter.
Okay.
But yeah, probably bulked up for the winter, and now she has to take that coat off, and it's like, I got to help her.
Yep.
She's just dropping
can't do
little bits and pieces.
Not like a snake that can shed a skin.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Yeah. It's kind of cool. Twitter, still in full-out freak-out mode.
Twatter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know they call them tweeps inside?
They call them tweeps?
Tweeps.
Who calls who tweeps?
People inside Twitter talking to other people inside Twitter are referred to as tweeps.
Like peeps, the Twitter peeps?
Yeah.
They're tweeps?
Tweeps.
Twerps?
Yeah.
Twats?
Yeah. Twinks?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, they're tweeps.
Tweeps,
So it's
okay.
like, fellow tweeps, be on the lookout. Project Veritas is filming people and making us have to defend our own words.
Uh-huh.
And then the fight rages about whether Project Veritas is credible or not. And people are like, oh, just look at the Acorn video Project Veritas did. So you'd have to go back years, like 2007, 2009, when James O'Keefe, who started Project Veritas, was probably in his early 20s, right? Young kid, hungry for journalism. He poses as a pimp and brings his chick with him, dressed as a prostitute, and goes into these Acorn offices, which are government funded, supposed to help the community, blah, blah, blah. And they've got all this backing and millions of dollars. And they go in there, they're like, yeah, I'm a pimp, and this is my prostitute girl, and we want to save some money. We want to do it legally. And they're like, have a seat. So you're going to want to bury money in the backyard in tin cans. Like, all this video comes out. It's crazy. The Daily Show with Jon Stewart did a fucking 10-minute segment on this. It's awesome.
Right.
He goes through the whole video. He's like, no, this can't get any worse. This private video can't possibly get any worse. And he's just like,
and there it is.
And he's like, oh, my fucking God. What is going on? And he gives kudos to James O'Keefe as like, this young motherfucker here is doing actual journalism. Where are the real journalists? How is this not a story the whole world knows about? This is incredible. Obama's administration cut off funding to them. The DHS, like all these things that politically motivated shit, all just went yikes and cut ties with them.
As soon as one goes against you, shut it down.
Shut her down. Yeah. And so anyway, this is a new one. So I don't know. I don't know what the counter argument is that I didn't have time. I've been busy all day. I didn't have time to do like full research, but I did watch the Daily Show with Jon Stewart clip. It's fabulous. You know, in typical Daily Show Jon Stewart fashion. It's the best to ever do it. And he just tears them apart. I mean, it tears Acorn apart and this whole thing and talking about journalism. So, but if you go on Twitter, half the country believes Project Veritas is fake and edits all their videos. And don't believe your lying eyes when you see these people on camera that where they don't know they're being filmed, actually being truthful about what's going on behind the scenes. That's called journalism.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah.
When you get
We're
them
supposed to believe that because they don't know they're being filmed, now that's when they're being dishonest.
Right.
But when the camera's on and they know that that's when they're being honest.
Right.
Because that's how the world works.
And so they want you to believe that the left is the super woke, super, you know, oh my God, inclusive to everybody. But then you get them on hidden camera and they do stuff like this. Why don't we play the video? So this is a guy who, in part of this conversation, discusses, there's a group called Project Veritas. I'd be very critical of you if we didn't already have a pre-established relationship. He thinks he's on a gay dating thing, and he thinks this dude is, you know, is into him. And it turns out he's actually talking to Project Veritas.
Okay.
And by the way, for the record, Twitter confirmed this is legit today.
Did they?
Twitter said, we're talking to that employee, and yes, this happened. We need to be more aware of what we're saying outside and be conscious of intellectual property and details. But yeah, basically, yeah, this is real, and we're talking to this employee behind the scenes. So yeah, let's watch it.
So it's going to say ideology, which is what's led us to not being profitable.
The rest of us who have been here believe in something that's good for the planet and not just to give people free speech.
Oops.
Because again, like, these people really do believe in what we're doing. These are the policies we put in place for misinformation or mislabeling media or whatever.
Yeah.
Why do you think this should be taken down?
Yeah.
Like, those are the questions they're going to ask him.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's going to be hard for him to be like,
Elon Musk.
oh, because people should make their own decision. It's like, no, but people don't know how to make a rational decision if you don't put out correct things that are supposed to be out in the public.
Oh, that's your job?
Advertiser, as my business, is what I do every day and why I go out, is like, we want it to be as fair and transparent and accurate as possible.
Yeah.
And if that means there's a level of censorship to make it
Bit of an oxymoron there, but yeah.
quote again, and what does correct mean? I guess like it just kind of goes into the idea of like, well, what is correct?
If we're implementing all these rules that there's, and Elon wants to dismantle them, then technically our ideology has led us to not making money because we're not making money. And Elon wants to turn it the other way so that we can make money. There's a statement they need all 7,000 people to say.
Twitter board
So
members.
they can't like tell us that like the real truth.
How many cocktails in is this dude?
Yeah, I know that.
Oh, Elon has Asperger's. Back that up a hair. This is important.
Hold on. Yeah.
So,
because this is the one Elon retweeted.
yeah.
Yes.
So this is the super woke, welcoming to everybody. Oh my God, anybody with a disability is perfect. Anybody who's fat is awesome.
Yeah.
This is this group.
All inclusive.
All inclusive.
He has Asperger's.
He has
Yeah,
Asperger's.
yeah, I know that.
So he's special. You're special needs. You're literally special needs. So I can't even take what you're saying seriously.
Elon Musk
Targeting
is saying.
of tweets.
Wait.
Tweets. Listen to this.
Read it.
Let me see. And how to protect yourself. Groups like Project Veritas are active.
Brilliant.
Veritas.
Well played.
Brilliant.
Well played, sir.
Yes.
Project Veritas.
I used to do this with my doctor. I was like, I'm looking for a medication. It's like Oxycontin. Like I never heard of it. Hydrocodone.
Something like that.
I think it's hydrocodone, doc. And he's like, oh no, it's hydrocodone. And I was like, oh,
that
yeah.
sounds right. I think
that's the one that was recommended.
Right now. Is that?
It's like some group that's trying to just out their
is that?
employees. Like they're trying to go on dates with them like this and record them and then go sell it to the New York Times and say this is what the Twitter employee just said.
And at no point do you go,
Oh, he does.
This is what's really happening. This is what they're telling us to not do. You're lucky that you met me organically because I would be questioning everything about you.
You're lucky I'm going to suck that dick so hard.
So that's over multiple visits. So I wonder how ingrained the boots on the ground guy was at Project Veritas, because I don't know how long you can string this guy. He looks like he's ready to suck a dick at that table.
Oh yeah,
so
it's funny. You can almost you can see his eyes getting a little glossier there. Yeah, you're like, with gay dates, I don't think it's not like in the first minutes. Hi, I'm Bob. Hi, I'm Joe. Suck your dick. Let's go. Okay.
How much do you want the story then? It's like, all right, I'll go undercover and interview him, but I'm not sucking his dick. Well, I don't know, man.
You gotta take one for the team, Jose.
There's no woman that's going on that date with him. He's never going to have it.
No, exactly.
You're lucky I met you organically. Otherwise, I'd be questioning you up and down, full cock and balls and everything.
I'll search you for a microphone.
Oh. He's got Asperger's. He's literally special needs. Like, I'm going to take anything someone with special needs says, seriously.
Oh, my God.
Oh, these people.
Yeah, they
hilarious.
It's funny. I mean, it's the truth starting to come out. The wall is crumbling.
Yeah, it is.
And it's so hysterical that he's showing this guy. Look, I'm not supposed to be talking to anybody on dates from Project Veritas.
What the fuck is that?
What? Project Veritas?
What is Project Veritas?
What is that?
Brilliant.
Which was a great play to get him to see what they, or what they've told him or what he knows about Project Veritas.
And every time James O'Keefe and his team put this out, the same onslaught happens. Don't believe your lying eyes.
Of course.
This is edited video taken over. If you think there's any guerrilla warfare reporting going on for real where they don't edit video, you're out your mind. That shit takes months and months and months of investigative journalism to just gain the trust of half these people, to where their guard is down enough to go out to dinner, have a few cocktails, and start shooting their mouths off.
Just can't wait to talk about it.
You don't just go knock on Twitter's door and be like, anyone want to tell me what's going on here?
Yeah.
So yes, this happens over fucking January, February, March. So it's like, here's what we got video of him saying in April.
Yeah.
Here's what he said in our next date in March. Here's what he said at the next date in May. And it's like, there's bouncing all over the place. Yes, that's how guerrilla reporting works.
Yeah.
What is your problem with
you
it?
Get a little bit here, a little bit there, whatever, but you get it all together.
What you don't notice is anyone trying to go, oh, this is bullshit. Here's where it was.
Here's why.
Like, we're seeing really, really good writers go on Twitter and go, this is outrageous bullshit. Okay, well, you're a writer. So do your due diligence and write a piece explaining what lies were told and how Project Veritas screwed with this video and twisted all your words, because that's defamation. That's libel.
Yep.
You would sue him over that.
Yeah.
Right? You would sue him.
Yeah.
Like, if he took your words out of context, painted you in a certain way, and destroyed your career and possibly your company, you'd sue him for that. Right?
Oh, by the way, right down the middle news journalism of NPR debunked 2,000 Mules today, by the way.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
sure,
they by their own investigation, they debunked 2,000 Mules.
Sure.
Because...
Okay, great.
Well, two things.
Yeah.
One wouldn't have done it. They had to have at least two.
Sure.
The one was that their information that they gave to the FBI did not actually lead to the arrests made from the girl at the Wendy's.
What?
They said they gave their information to the FBI about that girl who got shot at the Wendy's.
Oh,
and then that led them to the people, and then arrests were made.
Two gang members.
And actually, if you watch the video, they don't actually say. They said, we gave our information, and then the guy jumps in and he was like, well, I just read that they arrested two people. And they're like, yeah, but they don't actually say that.
Okay.
They allude to saying that they helped in some way, but they don't actually.
Yeah, they absolutely did. They said
allude to it
along the lines of arrested two gang members, and they had mugshots.
But here's the thing: they did, but the correlation between them giving the FBI information and that leading to the arrest does or doesn't exist.
Okay.
And they don't factually say like,
well, the whole thing's fake.
like we said it was these two people, and I don't know. They probably don't. Whatever. And maybe if it turns out that those two people were part of those devices that were in their shit, but that didn't anyway. But the other one, this is the one that really debunks the whole fucking thing.
I'm ready.
The guy said that he had done his research at in some laboratory at some college and with all these supercomputers or whatever. Well, then the office said that they actually just leased a space in the building adjacent to it. So that's not true. Okay, so where they did the research.
They did the research, but they didn't use. They made it look like they used a warehouse full of supercomputers.
There's something that at the university they were, that they were affiliated with this part of the university that had all this something along. I don't remember the exact of it, and then the university debunked it like, well, no, like they were in the building, but it wasn't really that, or But so clearly the whole thing is bullshit.
So they didn't address at all the actual 2,000 mules and all the claims of
not one. Not
you know
one.
what, Troy? A rumor isn't fact. A rumor isn't fact.
Yeah, they got fact checked. They fact checked the fuck out of them.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
No, I made Ed watch it. Ed watched it and he went, "This is garbage." I was like, I knew you were going to say that. I didn't.
Why?
Yeah,
and I don't know that it's totally legitimate or not, but if it's total bullshit, then you should be able to attack the legitimacies of that part of it. Not part of the story like, oh, well, we spoke with the FBI, and they said that they gave that information 2 months after the people were arrested. Whatever, I don't know exactly the details of it. And maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know. Maybe they talked to somebody that was like, yeah, fuck those guys. No, it didn't happen. Fact
is, and I sent that video last night to Massey. I said, just watch it. Give me your opinion. I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts on it. I know you're not going to believe it. That's fine. Maybe the ends justify the means. And he came back, and to his credit, he said the ends do not justify the means. If shenanigans was going on, that's bullshit. Okay. I said, okay, fine.
You would think as a lawyer, as an attorney, that he would have the law, the legal system, held in the highest regard.
Here's the problem. He was a public defender. Okay, so he was the guy. If you can't afford a lawyer, we'll assign one to you.
Yep.
And they would give you that. And he got the shittiest cases of ever. And he saw firsthand for years the abuse, the neglect, the people treated as subhuman. He got all those cases, and so he saw the very, very worst of the system. I think. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he saw lots of fucking neglect and corruption and shit.
Well,
you can imagine that. Where if you can afford a good lawyer, and not a public defender that's got a stacked caseload a mile high, who just doesn't have months to spend on your case. He's got 30 seconds.
That's the system, not the law.
Yes.
So it's different.
But it's still abuse. On some level, it's abusive.
Yeah, but and
it hurts the people that can't afford.
Well, that's true too. Themselves. That's like saying that the cop killing George Floyd means that counterfeiting should be legal.
Yeah.
If it's that the ends don't justify the means, it's right. But that's not the problem. That's not apples to apples. Is my point. The law is the law. The letter of the law.
Look, there's some people that believe the law is the law. If you break the law, you pay the price no matter what. I would argue we all break the law all the time, whether that's rolling through a stop sign, not signaling properly, going 10 over whenever you're driving around, guilty as charged.
Oh yeah.
You can, and if you've got someone in your ass, we've experienced this firsthand. We had cops that did that when we were younger. They knew you, they knew your fucking car, they didn't like you, and they fucking looked for you.
True.
And anytime they saw you, they could follow you around for 5 minutes and find you did something wrong.
Yeah.
And
fucking racists.
Yeah, I mean, I've long said you're the blackest guy I've ever met. So I mean, it makes sense, and that's where I've changed and grown a little bit. I see the privilege in that, where if you've got a family that has more means and can bail you out of situations, where this guy doesn't have that opportunity to bail out. Now he's in the system. Now it's tough, man. It's not a.
That's the court system.
I'm not interested in fucking people over just because we can.
But no, not at all. But now, how does that correlate to the voting system?
Going back to
let me say that's how this started.
Yeah,
I would think that those are the laws, those are the rules that you.
I'm sorry. Yes. How we got there was you said, I would think someone like him who was a former litigator would have the utmost respect. And I'm like, well, the utmost respect, what he saw on a daily basis, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, he can address this, was some really shitty things going on and people treated really shitty by the courts and the system.
Sure.
The system. Right.
But the law is still the law.
So Ed Grabo looked at that film, 2,000 Mules, and to his credit, because my whole point was, I know you don't want to watch this. You're not interested in this side of the story.
It's like nails on a chalkboard.
Probably.
To a libtard watching that stuff.
Just knowing it's made by Dinesh D'Souza is enough.
Yeah.
Like the fact that Trump pardoned him, on his way out of office for some tax shit or
contribution,
which millions of people have, whatever. That's enough right there to just write it off, discredit it, whatever, without looking at it. So I encouraged my liberal friends to look at it. I knew 50% of the country would dismiss it on its face. Mm-hmm. I knew all the media fact checkers would dismiss it, like the NPR just did,
of course,
without addressing the actual concern and the topic. I said, just have an open mind. Take a look at it. And Mike said, I'm going to watch this for you, but I'm going to set, at some point of my choosing, I'm going to send you some articles to read, and you have to promise me that you'll read them.
Good.
Perfect. I said, great. I love it.
That is exactly what needs to happen.
Because it was concerning to me that I said, so what do you say about 2,000 mules? Or what do you say about Zuckerberg's money influence? And he goes, he hadn't heard of either.
No idea what you're talking about.
No, he did not know what 2,000 mules was, and he didn't know what Zuckerberg money was.
CNN didn't cover it. How are you going to know about it?
Yeah, well, I think
tell you.
That's a misconception. I'd be surprised if Massey watches CNN
or whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
They're getting their media. These are very smart guys.
Not insulting his intelligence at all. I'm just saying the mainstream. It's not being told on that side. No matter where you get it, it's not being told on that side. And someone like Massey, I don't expect is getting his news from right down the middle or objective sources. No. He's clearly
he's getting his news from NPR.
Yes,
I can tell because like Derek, a lot of these guys when they send you links to stuff, it's NPR or New York Times.
Yeah, there you go.
And it's like I don't want to go down the rabbit hole and discredit the fuck out of NPR or New York Times. I could.
It's easy,
but it's not worth it.
It's easy.
New York Times is what it is. But hey, the more they want to send me stuff to read to enlighten me on something that I need to be off on, I'm all ears.
Absolutely.
I will read it. I will give it my honest assessment.
Yeah.
I will call out bullshit when I see it or think I see it. And if you try to tell me there were good people on both sides type stuff as racist and proof that Trump's a Nazi, no, I'm not going to give you that. I know what the context was. I watched it that day. I know exactly what he was saying. So I'm not going to give you that. So if that's buried in the New York Times article, I'm going to dismiss that part and go, I know this is propaganda bullshit. It didn't happen like that.
It's funny how to see there's little snippets in these stories that lead you in certain ways.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, moving on.
Yes, sir.
Oh, this case pissed me off. I don't know if you remember this, T, because you were here obviously 2 years ago in Metro Detroit when this was a story. I was not paying attention to any news. I wasn't doing any social media. And I certainly wasn't paying attention to what was going on in Detroit media.
Yep.
So apparently there was this man beat a 75-year-old Army veteran in a nursing home a couple of years ago. And it was he filmed it himself and posted it on social media.
Oh,
apparently
God.
his name's Jaden Hayden.
Okay.
Yeah. Pummeling
Catchy.
Norman Bledsoe.
I bet he did.
Yeah. In the Westwood Nursing Center, it went viral, although Bledsoe died weeks later. His death was not classified as homicide. Charges were dropped.
Wait, did he die? Was the results of the injuries sustained from the beatings that this motherfucker gave him?
I don't know. But apparently this guy's mentally, not capable of taking a stand. So they've dropped the charges.
Was he working in this nursing? I don't remember the story at all, to be honest with you. So
apparently he blamed social workers for putting the elder Hayden, Jaden Hayden's dad.
Yeah.
Blamed social workers for putting his mentally ill son in a nursing home. Jaden Hayden, who had a history of violent behavior, was living in a group home in May of 2020 when he told his father he was hearing voices. He was sent to University of Michigan Hospital in Ann Arbor. He was diagnosed with COVID-19 and inexplicably sent to the nursing home to recover.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that old thing?
So we have the video here.
By
the way,
God.
The family of the man the Army vet who was died, the family is suing the nursing home and has hired, guess who? Jeffrey Feiger.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they're local. Yeah, they went the Feiger route.
Yeah, I don't blame them. But this video pissed me off so much. It pisses me off a little bit less knowing he's mentally ill. I thought this was a care worker.
I thought, that's what I thought you were saying, like one of the workers, like one of those stories. But I was not going to have any part of that. All right, let's flip the screw here. I'm going to want to punch the fucking TV here.
Yeah,
just so
you are.
know.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
He doesn't know what's going on in the Army vet. He couldn't say what happened to him afterwards. He has no idea what's happening.
Right. And the only thing I will say is, I mean, while this is totally unacceptable, if you're not watching this guy's just standing there. It's a video. The man's just standing over the old man in his bed, the piece of shit standing over the old man in his bed. And he's just punching him over and over and over. Now, they're not full blows. Is what I'm saying. Well, does it get worse? Okay.
Just
all right. This motherfucker. It's just punching. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it's 50, 60, 70. I mean, it's just punching.
Just wait.
Looking around.
Listen to him, too. Listen to him.
Oh, that was all like to the back of the head kind of thing. And the guy's trying to get up. This old man's trying to get up. Has no idea what's happening. It just keeps hitting him. Props him up. Rolls him over. What did he say there?
Get off my bed.
Is that what he said? Get off my bed?
Yeah.
Oh.
He'll reposition the camera.
See this bitch ass nigga again? We see him get off my dick. This bitch ass nigga. Fuck
bleeding it
off
out of his face.
Fuck off my bed. Fuck off my bed. Bitch ass nigga.
What the fuck, dude? Cleans him up. He's cleaning him up a little bit.
Get your ass nigga. Fuck off my bed, nigga.
Now, okay. I think it's probably enough of that. So he's fucked up in the head, and he comes in and he maybe thinks he's in the wrong room, and he thinks this guy's, and he thinks the guy's in his bed, or maybe they are roommates, and the guy, the old guy who clearly has no fucking mental capacity whatsoever. The guy doesn't say a word, doesn't do anything through this whole time. It's just he has a blank stare in his face.
Yeah.
Maybe he got in the wrong bed accidentally.
Who knows?
I don't know.
He's there for a reason.
Yeah, but this is right. This is not the mental hospital now. This is the old folks' home. The old man's supposed to be here. Crazy fucking COVID guy isn't.
So Joe Lee Pointer, an employee at the nursing home, said that Bledsoe was left dazed after the attack, which left him with several broken ribs, fingers, and a broken jaw.
Good Lord.
Yeah. He was very confused and could not give a statement as to what happened.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. And so charges were dropped against this guy because he's mentally unstable.
Ill. Yeah.
Well, where is he now? Hopefully confined.
Yeah, I don't know.
Arkham, I hope.
Right?
That's, yeah. I mean, listen, mental illness is a real fucking problem in this country.
Yeah, no doubt.
Bar none. But the fact that we think that...
He seemed to know what he was doing, though. I got to be honest. He seemed cognizant of what was going on, calling the guy a fucking N-word.
Yes and no. I mean, does he think that, the guy was in his bed? Like,
who cares? Who cares if someone's in your bed?
If you're nuts, dude. Like, yeah, but that, again, a very, healthy member of society right there on every level. Like, that person should...
We need to bring back mental facilities, man. Get these people.
Yeah,
out
oh my God, they do. Population. Like, it's really do. And I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm not educated enough on that. Yeah. But I know we got to do something. We got to figure something out.
Closing those things up like we did, not a good move.
Is not his. It has been our demise.
I don't see it as much here as I definitely saw it in California. Yeah, I didn't see it as much in Arizona, but in LA and in San Francisco, it's you don't want to stop at a red light.
Yeah.
Because on every corner is someone fucking barefoot walking around, looks like screaming at the sky.
You never know when they're going to come.
Taking swings at the air. Like that, I'm just telling you.
Never know when you make eye contact with them and they're going to come at you.
No. You don't want to make eye contact with them.
No.
And, it's sad. It's sick, but they're all over. They're all over.
Yeah.
They're not in Tahoe, but when you're talking about the major cities and the surrounding areas, they're everywhere. Yep. So, I don't know, man.
Well, those sounds like great places to put those facilities in.
Yeah.
Good place to start, anyway.
Yeah, I would agree.
You can kill two birds with one stone. They can get 3 hots in a cot and, some mental
treatment.
Yeah.
Which is what Jaden Hayden's dad was saying. The system's going to fuck him over again.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have been there. He should be getting mental health help. He's mentally ill.
Let's not be lost on the fact that he tested positive for COVID and went to the fucking nursing home. Why is that?
Yeah.
Why is that stretching?
Stretching Gretchen, man.
No accountability there.
We'll see where. I think LaDuff still has a lawsuit against her.
Yeah, we'll see where
I
it goes.
got to call him and ask him if that's still going, because I know there were lawsuits against New York.
Yeah.
And LaDuff was going hard after Whitmer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that dude does his shit. He does his research.
Absolutely.
Charlie LaDuff is a Pulitzer winner, New York Times reporter, LA Times reporter. Yeah. He's no bullshit. Yep. He digs deep.
You don't want to be in those crosshairs.
No, you do not want to be in Charlie LaDuff's crosshairs, ever. Mm-hmm. He's as good a journalist as you're going to find.
Right.
And that dude says what would happen with Whitmer, Stretch and Gretchen, and those COVID nursing home stuff is unforgivable and killed thousands and thousands of people. I'll call him and ask him where that's.
I'm curious where that's
at. I'll text him after the show maybe and ask where that's.
I'm sure they can just bog that down for
not
years.
Forever.
No, not forever.
Not forever.
But till she gets the shit.
Your lawsuit's going to come up in the queue, and someone's going to have to hear it, and discovery's going to happen, and eventually it's going to churn its way through. And I don't think people are going to like what they hear, but we'll see.
I think at this point they're just trying to get past the midterms.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's all. Just kick that can down the road.
Yeah,
get past November.
Hey, there's no escaping the midterms, bro. No. There's no amount of things that can be done right now that will fix what ails the Democrat Party with the midterms gone. That's just my view.
And,
Could be wrong.
We'll see. Well, I'll be interesting to see what happens here.
Yeah,
I will be very interested to see.
Yeah,
what happens here. I wish I could be like, oh, bitch, gone. I'm not certain of that.
Yeah.
I'm not certain of that.
Yeah. We'll see. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite musicians of all time, Taylor Hawkins.
Yeah.
Passed. Sounds like Rolling Stone reached out to a lot of his friends that people would know. Right. Fellow drummers like Chad Smith, Matt Cameron from Pearl Jam and Soundgarden.
Yep.
And sounds like Rolling Stone did what, most mainstream rags do and took them out of context. And they're fucking pissed.
Oh, good.
Very, very upset about this. They were very close to Taylor Hawkins and don't appreciate having their words taken out of context.
Twisting their words on them like that?
Yeah, but I don't know how to take this story yet. It's too fresh.
Yeah.
But it sounds like Taylor wanted off the road.
Yeah.
That doing this at 50 was not the same as doing this at 21, 22, 23.
Every 50-year-old will tell you that.
Yeah. And wanted to pull back on the schedule. And the Foo Fighters machine is just that. It's a traveling circus with thousands of employees, all collecting checks. You got to keep the machine going.
Yeah, one of the biggest bands doing it today.
Yeah. Sell out 100,000 seaters anywhere in the world any night.
Yep.
So Taylor had complained to Confidants about being wary and not being able to tour a full schedule anymore. Multiple sources spoke to Rolling Stone. Again, they are saying this is bullshit. We were taken out of context.
Yeah.
He
looked great, by the way. You can see if guys are out of shape and old and all. He looked great.
Yeah.
You don't see very many fat drummers, but
no, there's a few of us, but too many.
Not when you're doing it a lot.
No.
Yeah.
No. Fat drummers like me, we just avoid the kit. That's what we do. Multiple sources spoke to Rolling Stone more than a month after the musician was found dead in a hotel in Colombia, saying that Hawkins was unsure that touring again following the pandemic and apprehensive about his ability to remain a full-time member of the band through a gauntlet of 3-hour concerts. Foo Fighters and their reps declined to be interviewed, but told the publication that characterizations of how Hawkins was feeling were inaccurate. Hawkins' friend Sass Jordan said, honestly, I think he was just so tired of the whole game. Matt Cameron told Rolling Stone Hawkins had spoken with Foo Fighter Dave Grohl about his feelings. He had a heart-to-heart with Dave, and he told me that he couldn't fucking do it anymore. These were his words. So I guess they did come to some understanding, but it just seems like the touring schedule got even crazier after that. A rep for the band said that Hawkins had never broached the topic with Dave Grohl or managers. There was never a heart-to-heart discussion on the topic.
Really?
Someone's lying.
Somebody's lying.
I would imagine there's no incentive for Matt Cameron to make up that conversation with Taylor Hawkins.
No.
None.
None whatsoever. No.
So he tells that to Rolling Stone, and then the band comes out and goes, nope, never happened. Or the band's reps.
Yeah. Trying to save face, probably.
Yeah. Cameron subsequently took to Instagram with a statement about the story. My quotes were taken out of context and shaped into a narrative I had never intended. I'm truly sorry to have taken part in this interview, and I apologize that my participation may have caused harm to those for whom I have the deepest respect and admiration. Cameron said he has only the deepest love for Taylor, Dave, and the Foo Fighters family. Another friend, speaking on the condition of anonymity, said Hawkins was relieved after telling Grohl he was going to step back. The fact that he finally spoke to Dave and really told him that he couldn't do this and he wouldn't do it anymore, that was freeing for him. It took fucking balls and a year of working up the guts to do it. A Foo Fighters rep then said, Hawkins never informed Dave and management of anything at all like that.
Of course not. Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe he was murdered.
I don't think he was murdered. I think he was just he was sedating himself.
I know.
Right? He was just, I mean, all the drugs they found in his system, all great drugs, by the way. Honestly, if you're looking for a good time.
All of them.
Every one of those drugs would do the thing.
Maybe just a little less.
Yep, a little less.
Or one at a time.
Cameron.
All at once.
Cameron told, Matt Cameron, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, told Rolling Stone Hawkins tried to keep up with the schedule and just did whatever it took to keep up, and in the end, he couldn't keep up. Hawkins last June had told the outlet that he was coping with anxiety in regards to stage fright and trying really hard to figure out how to continue to keep up the intensity of a young man in a 50-year-old's body, which is very difficult. Numerous friends said Hawkins had passed out on a plane in Chicago last December. Chili Peppers drummer Chad Smith said Hawkins was dehydrated and all kinds of stuff, and just said he was exhausted and collapsed, and they had to pump him full of IVs and stuff. I can't do it like this anymore. A rep for the Foo Fighters told Rolling Stone the stories of the incident on the plane were not true. Okay.
Yeah, I'm starting to see the pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, it's a tragedy, and what they knew. Look, hold on.
Get there.
I'm trying, dude. I'm going to run out of entertainer secret. This is not going to be good.
Uh-oh.
I can tell you from firsthand knowledge, okay? Speaking from my own experience, when you are in a successful entertainment venture, right? Band, radio show, there is very little anyone will do to step in. Just keep
the machine running.
You showed up, you did the reads, millions of people heard it, and we're getting paid gazillions of dollars. They don't care what condition you're in.
Yeah.
So the rules do not apply like they do in a normal office setting where Bill comes in, he's caught doing a line in the fucking bathroom, and he's blown out immediately. Those rules do not exist in a band of that magnitude or in a very popular morning talk show. I can tell you from firsthand knowledge, they didn't give a shit what condition I was in or anyone else was in. And Mark and I, at one point, Clark got really sick, and he'd lost a shitload of weight. I think it was gallbladder, and he was scared to go to the doctor, and we were watching him die. He couldn't keep his eyes open. He was passing out all the time. And it was a simple procedure. And Mark and I actually went to management at one point and said, we are not going to sit here and watch this man fucking die on our watch. We're watching him do it. No one gives a shit. All you care about is the money coming in. And this ends now. Not doing it. We went to our agent, and we were young at the time. And it was like, this man is going to this legend is going to drop dead. He's lost 100 fucking pounds. He doesn't eat shit. He's pale as a ghost. And Novak finally stepped in and got involved. Management got involved, and they dragged his ass to the hospital. Novak had to fucking hand walk him in there, and they found out it was gallbladder. They took it out, and he wasn't allowed to come back to the studio until he figured out what was going on. Yep. And in Mike's mind, he was probably worried to death it was cancer and didn't want to know.
Yeah, right.
And they got that removed. The color and life came back to him immediately, but the corporate heads in charge were not fully content to just let that guy die. As long as the profits were rolling in.
Yeah. Isn't it ironic, though, that could have died and it would have been over as opposed to, taking care of it and then be able to keep going for years?
Plug your ears. No one wants to hear it, you know? And it's a sad state for humanity, but that it speaks to the level of power. There's only one Taylor Hawkins. There's only one Mike Clark, right?
Right.
And so it's not like you could, going to see the Foo Fighters anytime in the future for me will be a lesser than experience because I spend half the time watching Taylor only. Right. Exclusively. That ended in March or whatever. It's done. It'll never happen again. There's great drummers that any world-class musician drummer could fill in and play the same notes as Taylor, but it's different. Yep. It's a different fucking thing. And that comes with a lot of power. So you can be a total fuck off if you want. And the way to keep that going is to just pump yourself full of narcotics and alcohol and coke and everything else. And there ain't no one in that machine that's going to tell you to stop. There's just not. So it's a sad story. I don't, honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't believe the reps for the band.
Really?
Yeah.
No?
I just don't.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But
hot take there.
Well, no, the only reason I say that is because...
too much other fucking shit.
No, the only reason I say that is because the other guys, you know, Chad Smith...
They don't have a dog in the fight.
No, they came out angrily and vehemently going, we were taken out of context. I would like to know in what way they were taken out of context.
Yeah.
But if they're saying that, you know, I at least put some stock in that. Like, hey, man, we were talking about a discussion that happened 10 years ago, and then he got help and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
You took it out of that context and made it seem like that happened yesterday, and the reps are saying it didn't happen. So
good to know.
I leave some ground there for, I don't know. But, you know, their quotes are pretty strong.
Yeah, exactly. Nope, never happened. Nope, never happened.
Rock and roll is typically a young man's game.
That is true.
And, you know, speaking of Matt Cameron, he's got the COVID, he's got the vid.
Oh, no.
So he can't tour with Pearl Jam right now. So they're in the middle of a big tour.
Are they?
And so they did a couple sold out shows in Oakland. They did one, I think, in Arizona.
Wait, weren't we talking about going to that?
Were we?
I think so. Yeah, it was like around my birthday, maybe, like April or something like that.
Yeah,
I think we talked about that when we heard about this, maybe going, but
yeah,
I guess we didn't do that.
So they've had like a touring guitarist with them who's done a lot with Jeff Ament, the bass player for Pearl Jam, and he also plays drums. So they're like, all right, you do the heavy lifting on the drums for the show, and then they've brought in like a kid from the audience to jam a tune. Okay. I love these videos.
Yeah,
when you get some kid. Well, the latest one...
Foo Fighters are great for that. They were one of them that used to bring people up all the time.
Yeah. And, you know, Green Day's got some great videos out there of grabbing young kids off, you know, and I love the testing. Like, what key is it in? What key is it in? What are the chord changes? G, C, D. Okay, get up here, get up here. Like, you got to know at least the basics.
Right. Like, who can play it?
Everyone's
some
like,
asshole.
Me,
I can play
it. Me. So, Pearl Jam... On May 12th, Cameron missed his first show with Pearl Jam in 24 years. So while touring guitarist Josh Klinghoffer, Fastbacks, and Jeff Ament collaborator Richard Stuvard, and a fan were plucked from the crowd, all helped to bring the show to completion. Following day, Pearl Jam got some assistance from Kai Nukermans. He's a Mill Valley High School student who plays in the band The Alive. They're apparently pretty good. The Alive with an exclamation point, I believe, if you want to seek them out and check them out. And the moment was not too big for him. His own band had previously played the main stage at Bottle Rock Festival as well as a Lollapalooza in Chile. Okay. So he's not you know, he's a 17-year-old kid, but in 2018, he met Olivia Vedder, Eddie's daughter.
All right.
At Ohana Fest. They become friends, and so he's got her number. And so when classmates in high school find out that, oh shit, they're in town, Pearl Jam's in town, and their drummer just got COVID, they're all like, dude, you should text Olivia, And so this kid texts Olivia and is like, hey, I hear you're down a drummer. I mean, if you need some help, I could come out. And she remembers him, and she's like, we've got so-and-so drumming. You know, my dad's got so-and-so drumming, but whatever. And so the kid's sitting in school. He's in the class, middle of the day. Gets a text from Olivia. Pearl Jam wants to know if you can send a video of you playing a Pearl Jam song. And the kid's like, well, gotta go. Fucking walked out of school, went home.
Right? Try and stop me.
Didn't know any Pearl Jam songs. Learned one, filmed it, sent it to Olivia, and they invited him down to fucking play it.
No shit.
Yeah. And he did Mind Your Manners.
Okay.
Which is not a straight, like, 4/4 tempo. Yeah. It's a different drum rhythm, much harder song to play for a drummer. So it's like, really, of all the Pearl Jam catalog
That's
songs,
the one you went to?
You went to that. Like, I could play half Pearl Jam's catalog right now, sit on the drums and play it and pull it off. Mind Your Manners isn't one of those that I would just jump into. And so it's give this kid credit, but I've got it queued up like a minute 30 in because there's a long wind up as the kid makes his way to the stage.
Okay.
But he's going to count them in. And
here we go. Let's see. Go get it, kid.
Go get it. Got to be 17.
No shit.
You know?
Everybody, this is Kai. Kai, this is everybody.
You fucking imagine being on stage with Pearl Jam. I mean, unbelievable. May 13th this year. Great fucking song, by the way, yeah. Hey, get a kid? Yeah, that's great. Love it.
Kid's playing his ass off.
I mean, what an absolute moment.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll tell you, as someone, I've played multiple gigs,
Yeah.
with Zach and Bruce and John and those guys. And we'd play out at local bars and stuff. And we had some fun gigs. It is very hard to take a stage with 50 people in the house.
Yeah.
And not let the energy overtake. Like, it takes, that's why it's so easy to recognize the pros right away, like people that really, really, really know how to keep it in check. Because what happens, and what would happen with me, there's a certain time, like we're at 170 speed, right? And it's like the guitarist is playing at that speed, the singer is singing at that speed, the drummer is keeping that back end speed, right? So it's really important. What happens is adrenaline starts going, and I'm like,
quicken up.
1, 2, 3, 4, da, bring the band in, and then you're playing, and it's like, and they have to then speed up, and now the singer's got to speed up.
Like looking back, like, hey, take it easy, motherfucker.
Settle down, dickhead. I know you're the fucking, the newest guy to try to do this, but you're killing me.
Right.
I can't sing at that speed.
No.
It's really hard. So to see a kid jump up in front of 20,000 fans at 17 years old.
Yeah, and just fucking slam.
And with, a first ballot Hall of Fame band, legendary players across the board, and just be like, boom, I'm bringing us in at this level, and that's what we're doing. And then just stay steady as a rock. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's impressive.
I
really
love,
impressive.
love
Good
to
for
see
him.
It. Yeah.
Let me tell you, a friend of mine's dad played ukulele with Eddie.
Better?
Yeah.
Oh, Eddie loves the ukulele.
Yeah, right. So it's going back years when it was in that whole thing with they were in Hawaii, and the dad had no idea who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
Was going down the hotel, and their door was cracked open, and he heard somebody jamming on the ukulele, and the dad plays ukulele.
Yeah.
And we'll walk by and like listen for a little bit and kind of creak the door open a little bit, and everybody like looked over. It's like the whole band, like Eddie, and they're just like playing. Look over, like, can I help you? He was like, you're really good at ukulele. I'm like, thanks. It's an old man. Like, I play too. And they were like, really? I'm like, yeah.
Come on in.
Like, do you have it? He was like, well, it's in my room. I'm like, go get it. He fucking came back. 2 hours sat in there jamming ukulele with fucking Eddie Vedder. They finally came, and they were walking around looking for him because he wasn't answering his fucking phone. And finally go in there, and they just hear the ukulele. They were like, it's got to be Dad. Who else plays the ukulele?
Yeah.
And they walk in, they're like, it's Dad and Pearl Jam playing. And then they're like, and he still had no idea. And they got done, and they were like, you know who that is? We're like, no. Like, it was Eddie Vedder.
Yeah.
He's like, who's that? Like, Pearl Jam?
Pearl Jam. Come on, old man.
Nothing. No idea.
That's how my dad would be.
Great?
Probably.
Exactly.
It's awesome.
But it was
Eddie
so
probably
pure.
loved it.
He did, because it was so pure. It was about the ukulele. It was about the music, and those are the moments that are like, that's fucking cool. And Eddie probably loved it more than the old man did.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just
there's I don't know how bad I would fanboy out if I fucking ran into Eddie Vedder.
Yeah.
Like, of all people. When I was out with Newberg and Michelle and Nicole, you know, when we were out and we were talking and somehow we started at dinner, we started talking about Pearl Jam or something. And she's like, God damn it, man. I was at an island in Hawaii and sitting downstairs about to have breakfast, and Eddie Vedder came down, and she was just like,
moist.
Fucking melted in her seat. She's like, I can't describe it. Like, it was fucking Eddie Vedder. And it's like, she's like, I've met every celebrity in the world. I could give a shit less. I don't care who they are. But there's something about Eddie Vedder. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I get it. I would do the same thing.
Right.
You know, name someone. If I could meet Eddie Vedder, I'd be good. I'd be good. Like that dude. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all, that story. What a great fucking story about
Cool,
it.
right?
Oh,
yeah.
Unbelievable.
They're like late for dinner, missed their fucking like dinner reservation and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, where the hell is he? He's not answering his phone. They're getting worried.
Yeah.
Wandering all around, then they end up on some like other floor and they hear ukulele playing.
That is so Eddie Vedder.
Yeah, isn't it great?
So Eddie Vedder. He's got in his house, he's got a fireman's pole.
Yeah.
And his house is really laid out weird. And so he's got this little crawl space. And he goes up there with his ukulele and he plays in this little padded room and stuff. And then he'll just drop his ukulele down the hole and take his fireman's pole down and shit like that. But he loves it. He's done an album of just that stuff.
Yeah, it was right about that time when this happened.
And anytime you see an old video of Eddie Vedder or something, like, Eddie loves nothing more than the campfire jam session with good musicians.
Yep.
He loves the random, oh, you play too? Let's jam.
Yep.
Like, backstage, he's always the most excited to be jamming with other bands, pre-warm-up, you know, before taking the stage.
Right on.
It's the coolest shit. It doesn't surprise me at all. And Eddie probably loved that.
Yeah.
The guy had no idea who he was.
I wonder if he tells the story.
He probably does. I bet he does.
So I'm in Kauai, and this old man comes walking in.
I love
and that motherfucker could play.
I love it. That's so cool.
Hey, insurance. We all need it. Most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or who even provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasick from Wasick Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 30 years in the business and offers all types of insurance coverage. Call Brent Wasick at 734-455-1900 and get a free no-obligation quote today. Again, that's 734-455-1900 and ask for Brent Wasick at Wasick Insurance.
Yeah, there's our boy Brent Wasick.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't get enough of these stories. I hate to get political, but
do you?
Yeah. No,
do you?
No, I don't. I'm just waiting for this to come out to where it's just, here it is, everybody. You make a judgment for yourself. Hunter Biden's laptop.
Yep.
Can't get enough of it. I think the pictures and videos are the funniest and greatest things I've ever seen.
Right.
Literally in recorded history of
smartest man he's ever met.
Smartest man Soup's ever met. Hunter Biden is a fucking dude. I would pay to watch that guy in a reality show melt down all day. The guy doesn't own a pair of pants. He doesn't own a pair of underwear. He only hangs out with hookers and smokes crack all day with it. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen in a human. And he's trying to run a global fucking racketeering business with his father and his uncle.
Hey.
At the whole time. It's hilarious.
It's the big guy.
The big guy. Yeah. Dude, it is so bad.
Is that picture real? I saw one that's Biden like showing off his cars.
No, fake.
Is that fake?
Yeah,
I figured. I figured it was. I just came across it. I didn't look at it too much, and I'm like, no way does his fucking front plate say big guy?
That was, I think, from an episode of Leno's Garage.
Is that what it was?
And
they just did it. I figured it wasn't, but
you know, so many of those memes are so funny, and I read them. I'm like, oh, are those stats true? You really have to look into them because
very true.
So many of them are not real.
I didn't assume funny, it was real, but yeah.
Yeah, the big guy license plate one would be so damning, but it's
I know.
It's great. I love it.
Exactly.
So more than 120,000 emails found on Hunter's discarded laptop have been posted online.
Oh, they're there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, this is so great. Garrett Ziegler, a former aide to Peter Navarro in Trump's Office of Trade and Manufacturing Policy, uploaded 128,775 emails to a searchable database this week through his organization, Marco Polo. The site, if anyone wants to go for themselves. Now, there's some bad news to this site. I'll get to that in a moment. But BidenLaptopEmails.com.
Yeah, that's
Enjoy.
easy to find.
Enjoy.
Have at it.
Read away.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it also allows users to download all the emails for Mac or Windows computers. Among the thousands
Very
of emails.
user-friendly.
Yeah. In the publicly posted database is the infamous 10 for the big guy email. You can find that in there. In which Hunter's business partner, James Galar, suggests Hunter should hold 10% of the equity in the multi-million-dollar deal with the Chinese on behalf of his father, President Soup. Another email shows Hunter describing an extraordinary quid pro quo with a Mexican billionaire's son, outlining how he got him into the White House inauguration, and thanking him for his visit to his villas. One email published by DailyMail.com. No one else would touch this. Thank God for the Daily Mail. They actually fucking ran with this. Shows Hunter inviting his foreign business partners and his associates to a 2015 dinner at a D.C. restaurant, Cafe Milano. In the email, he reveals that his father will secretly be joining and says that the dinner is to discuss food security.
Of course.
The White House first denied this, of course, denied it. And then there was pictures, and it was like, oops.
Shit.
Yeah.
Shit. Prove it. Oh,
yeah.
Fuck.
Marco Polo called Biden's laptop a modern Rosetta Stone of white and blue collar crime.
Wow.
Here are 128,000 emails from Biden's laptop. Which is a modern Rosetta Stone of white and blue collar crime under the patina of the Delaware way. Lawmakers, Republican ones, if they get back into the House or gain control of the Congress, which they will. They're going to open this up full scale, and we'll really get a look under the hood. So that email, I mean, just think about this. Okay, let me tell you the bad part.
Yeah, let's get to the bad news.
Yeah. The database does not include other material from his laptop, such as text messages, photos, or documents.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's coming.
Someone else is going to have to do that. You can see the pictures. They're the greatest
It's a good first step, though.
They are so good. So, this is Hunter Biden and an email here, screenshot of it and all. No one's debunked. No one's even claimed this isn't fake. He is discussing shit with a Mexican billionaire's son.
Okay.
Right? Quid pro quo. I'm introducing you to all these people, blah, blah, blah. Let's get these businesses off the ground now that we've got this connection. Highly illegal shit. We are arriving late tonight on Air Force 2 to Mexico City. We will be there till Thursday. I'm attending meeting with the president and with Dad. Jeff is with me on the plane, and he will be with us all day. Would love to see you, but you never respond. I'm really upset by it. You respond when it's something you need. You are the most generous person I know, but what the fuck? We have so many great things to do together, and I want you at the plane when the VP lands with your mom and dad, and you completely ignore me. I've looked at what your family has done and want to follow in that tradition.
Okay.
And you always say you will help, but I haven't heard from you since I got you a meeting for Carlo and your dad. We have been talking about business deals and partnerships for 7 years, and I really appreciate you letting me stay at your resort villa, but I have brought every single person you have ever asked me to bring to the fucking White House and the vice president's house and the inauguration, and then you go completely silent. I don't hear from you for months. I don't know what it is that I did, but I'd like to know why I've delivered on every single thing you've ever asked, and you make me feel like I've done something to offend you.
Okay.
Yeah. So, the idea, the notion, the gall, the balls, the nerve to say, I never spoke to my son about his business dealings.
No, exactly.
Is just comical on its face.
Yeah.
People's lives are being threatened over this. One of the guys that was looking into this,
Shocker.
a man named Jim Maxey or something. He said he and his colleagues have found 450 gigabytes of deleted material, including 80,000 images and videos and more than 120,000 archived emails.
Ooh, boy.
Can you
if
imagine?
he kept those, can you imagine what he deleted?
What he deleted? Oh, shit.
The best is yet to come.
Fucking animals while high on crack? Like, what would be deletable to Hunter Biden? Honestly. What would be like, nah.
Hey, you just got to free up. Sometimes you got to free up space.
Yeah, that's why he had 3 laptops. He didn't need to free up space. Dude, what would be like, yeah, even for me, that's disgusting. I gotta delete
better
that.
get rid of that.
80,000 images and videos?
Yeah.
Oh,
Good lesson out there, kids. It ain't never gone.
No.
It's never gone.
No. Crack is whack, man.
Yeah.
Do some dumb shit on crack. Maxey said that after contacting Daily Mail about the laptop last year, black suburban SUVs appeared outside his house, and former U.S. intelligence officer friends he shared copies with told him they received strange calls. I showed this to a friend of mine in desperation in February of 21 because nobody would listen to me. No news organizations would take it. In fact, the very first major news organization to take it was the Daily Mail. Very dear friends of mine, the sharp tip of the spear, were making welfare calls to me every day, basically to see if I was still alive. Maxie claimed one former intelligence agency senior staffer told him soon after we received the hard drive in 2020, if you don't release enough of this so that they know you can release all of it, I'm telling you, brother, you're a dead man.
You gotta have one of those things like, if nobody hears from me, this goes public at 12 o'clock.
Yeah. So this guy's out of the country. He's not even, he's like, I wouldn't dare but be releasing this shit in America.
Yeah,
like, they'll find me and I'll fucking be a dead man.
Yep, hopefully somewhere without extradition.
By the way, I was talking to my mom today.
Oh, I bet.
I love talking to my mom. She's such a great woman. But she's like, I was at the store this morning, and there's a couple in there, and they've got this Cocker Spaniel. And I'm like, oh, can I pet it? And they're like, yeah, he's friendly, you know, blah, blah, blah. And she starts petting it, and then the husband goes, who'd you vote for? And my mom's like, excuse me? He goes, who'd you vote for? She goes, well, you're not going to like my answer, but honestly, I ended up voting for Trump. And they're like, good. Check this out. And they look to their dog and say, would you rather be a Democrat or a dead dog? And the dog drops to its back and lifts all four legs up and plays dead.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm like, and you didn't film this and send it to me? What's the matter with you?
Yeah.
Would you rather be a Democrat or a dead dog?
No shit. That's funny. Well played.
Yeah. I thought that was funny.
Indeed.
Shareable.
Absolutely.
We're going to have a lot of exclusive content because we got to get some email. And
news we didn't get to.
Got a meeting. Yeah, news we didn't get to will be good this week. We'll have a lot of stuff. Let's see. All right. People taking issue with Ed.
Really?
Yeah, Grabo.
Oh, he's salt of the earth.
He
Leave
is.
a man alone.
He is.
Have some compassion and understanding.
Well, it's James for one. We'll get to James. He's got a way with words, you know. Yeah. Subject Ed's email. All board members, administrators, and teachers are groomers. Like the blanket covers there.
Of course.
They are merely in existence to indoctrinate children and propagate their ranks with mind-numbed robots who can't define what a woman is. They can't make a cogent argument with a thinking adult, so they need to molest our children mentally now so they can molest them physically later. Sick-ass, demonic pederasters, all of them, and those sheep who are complicit to their evil sickness.
James needs a hobby.
Yeah. He's got one. Emailing our show.
I can picture him like sitting there just like cleaning his gun.
Yeah. That's all right.
Zoom. Zoom.
And he doesn't just take on Ed. He tackles me as well.
Okay.
Eric Holder's report. So this is about Ferguson.
Yeah.
Did I just hear you defend criminals? I don't give a flying fuck what their violations were. Pay your ticket or go to jail. I can afford a car, but I can't afford the ticket when I block the sidewalk. Fuck Ferguson trash. Either law and order matters or it doesn't, Mike. Can I get a pass on just a little tiny bit of murder? No. Then I shouldn't be allowed to get away with an inch of my bumper over the sidewalk. Come on, man. Don't apologize and justify criminal behavior. James,
yeah,
you know me as a Law and Order guy. I think T, you're a Law and Order guy for the most
part. By the book. If you're gonna do crime, just be good at it.
If you're being an honest debater about this stuff, I thought, like you did, James, when I saw Ferguson on its face, I couldn't understand destroying your own community. I couldn't understand a lot of it. It didn't make sense, and a lot of it still doesn't. I'm not excusing any of that behavior. I think the media, those sick fuckers, got in there and made it a million times worse.
Yeah.
That city will never recover, ever. Those businesses will never come back, and those poor people that live there are just going to have to fucking deal with that. No one gives a shit about them. No one. But when you read Eric Holder's report, the pattern of behavior from law enforcement and their higher-ups, they didn't like those people. They didn't like the people in the community they were policing.
Yeah.
And it's probably years and years and years of warring with each other where they just didn't respect each other on any level. And so they were fucking with this community and filling their coffers by ticky-tack attacking these people. Yeah. So no, James, I think we all break the law to some extent, and cops wink and nod and look the other way. If I'm speeding, the cop will bright me and go, slow it down. Outside my street, right? I've had them do that multiple times. Yeah. They don't need to flash their cherries and make a big fucking criminal case. They just go, hey, slow it down, man. Come on.
Yeah.
and that's fine. Do I deserve a $200 ticket for that and pay it on time, or go to risk getting a bench warrant and possibly going to jail and I can't bail myself out? Like, no, man, we can treat each other civilly. I don't know how you feel, T, but
no, overall, yeah. I mean, I don't know the intricacies of that, but how legitimate, how extensive that was. I don't agree with that, at all. I mean, but with fucking with your community, essentially.
Yeah.
That's what has created this divide that we need to,
It hasn't helped.
It has not helped.
and
Maybe not created it, but exactly, it certainly has not helped.
I think policing's gotten a shit ton better due to some of the aftermath of some of these events that we've seen.
Yeah.
There's way more accountability, way more body cams. I see video every day, every single day, of cops they can't be any more polite. Like, they're there to do a job. It is what it is, man. If you've got a warrant and it's called in on, and someone wants to claim that warrant, they've got a job to do.
Exactly.
And so you fight them and fight them and fight them for 20 minutes and keep coming at them, you might get tased or worse.
Yep.
I watched a 22-minute video yesterday, and the cops did everything they could to peacefully handle the situation. What was going on in Ferguson, it sounds like across the board, I'm taking it at its word on its face, but it sounds like there was more than just police interactions like they would normally have in a community. Yeah. This is a very, very poor community. The last thing they need is to be piled on top of. And it sounds like systemically that system was really hammering down on them. And they were a powder keg.
Yeah.
They were a fucking powder keg. And, probably tons of blame to go around. And James, you know how I am. I talk about it on the show every day. I'm a law enforcement guy. That's my jam, man. I love the cops. I was one. Well, I did a ride along for a day.
Yeah, you were a cop.
So, this is my brotherhood. I love my cop friends. I really, really do. I don't excuse criminal behavior.
Nope.
But that seemed suspect at a minimum. And James, I understand you're not going to see it that way, but, I'm just telling you, giving my honest opinion. I'm not stuck to a narrative.
No.
I'm willing to read both sides of it and go, okay, here's what's going on here.
And supporting the police or the new line or whatever. It's these days you're pro cop or anti cop. That's it. You either have the sticker on your car or you don't. But being pro police doesn't mean that you blindly support it all.
No.
When they're out of line, they're out of line.
Yeah.
When they fucking break the law, they break the law. There's bad apples everywhere.
Yeah.
And I don't support that by any stretch.
You saw with Crack over here. Crack has texted me through the years and gone, this incident that you're seeing on the news right now is bullshit. This cop should go to prison.
Yeah.
And he's running a fucking department. Okay.
Right.
So not all cops watch those videos and just go, yeah,
automatically
stand with the cops.
Yeah.
No. They're horrified when they see these videos.
Yeah.
They know it's going to make their job way worse in the public eye.
Yeah.
As they desperately try to build trust in communities and
every one
policing.
Of them like,
oh my God. You knelt on his neck for 9 minutes. What are you doing, dude? That's murder.
Right. Yep.
There is a documentary coming out. I saw it today. Candace Owens dropped a trailer for the biggest lie in American history, the George Floyd story.
Oh, boy. All right.
I don't know what that's going to be about. Well, I sort of know what it's going to be about.
Yeah, the George Floyd story.
Yeah. The greatest lie in American history,
Oh.
which led to the rise of
title.
BLM and all that. So I'll watch.
Right.
I'll watch. Send me the counter video. I'll watch that too.
Sure.
I've got some Ed on Ed crime here.
Ooh, okay.
And Ed, a listener.
Oh, okay.
School is for reading, writing, and arithmetic. It is not a social engineering petri dish. Fuck Ed Grabo. Ed Grabo sucks. Eddie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It is Ed on Ed crime.
Right?
Oof.
I don't know how else to categorize that.
Came in hot with that one.
Yeah. Fuck Ed Grabo. Ed Grabo's, Ed Grabo sucks.
Is it reading, writing, and arithmetic, or is it reading, writing, arithmetic? Okay, just curious.
Yeah. The 3 R's, with only one of those having an R in it.
Yeah. Well, they all have R's. They just don't start with it.
Right.
Writing.
It only costs $2,000 to have you remote from my place. No, dickhead. That was when we first started the show. No. Yes, Ed got in on our very, very original Kickstarter. And that was one of the rewards. We just threw it out there like anyone would do that. Fucking Grabo stepped up.
There you go.
Salt of the earth. I love him.
Yes.
Adam, I won't give his last name, books in high school. I think Adam's missing the point. I think Adam's gay. which I love our gay listeners.
Okay, why do you insinuate?
No, because if it's the Adam I'm thinking of, that's why I'm not going to name the last name. If it's the Adam I'm thinking of, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
He's
just out him.
No. He's open about it, but it could be a different last name. But he says, point to Graybo. Lolita available. How about The Graduate? 1984 has a very explicit sex scene. It was required reading in school at one point. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, 50 Shades of Grey. The music and manga available also might not be an issue to you. No. The music and manga available also might not be an issue to you. It's not like it wouldn't be available at the public library or worse, the internet. I think these people
is 50 Shades of Grey available in schools?
Maybe in a library. And I honestly, it's not even about the books. That was just a small part. I mean, some of that shit was. I mean, you're talking about adult child rape, like pedophilia. Like that seems a bit odd. I honestly don't have a problem if it helps some kid. Great, do you?
Right.
It's just a smaller symptom and a much greater problem that we see playing out in schools and school boards all over the country with their lessons that we're seeing that parents are getting a hold of and sharing.
And just because these other books are in it doesn't mean that I say that's okay either.
Yeah.
In schools. You know what I mean? Like, it's just different. If it's in a public library and you want to search that stuff out, fine.
Yeah.
If it's not acceptable to read aloud at a public school hearing, meeting, school board meeting, whatever that was, then why is it acceptable reading for the curriculum, for the kids? I know it's not mandatory reading, but it's still there. It's still available. Fine. Well, that can be public, library stuff, but it's in the schools.
Yeah. I'm not so much concerned about that. I think we're getting in the weeds on that argument. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I think we're in the weeds on that because it's a much, much bigger issue that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I honestly don't give a shit. I was probably reading fucking shit when I was 13, 14, 15. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that. It's the young minds. Like, why are you so interested in lesson plans pushing this ideology, this radical far left ideas on these really young, impressionable minds? That's where it feels like groomerish. So I'm not calling all board members a part of this. I think this is much bigger than that. I think this is government involved with the union, the school board union, and a lot of these parents and teachers alike are handcuffed.
Yeah.
They don't get a vote. They don't get a say. And, we're seeing, just go to Libs of TikTok. I can't do your research for you. It's all there. The teachers bragging about, what they're doing with these children and their minds and teaching them everything. And, it's pronouns day and you can change. They're trying to normalize a very radical theme. I'm sorry. That's what it is.
Yeah. And it's an opinion. To them, that's normal and that's okay. And that should be, they're trying to open everybody's hearts and minds to it. And some people aren't so cool with it.
Yeah.
And it's not okay. But that's like your opinion, man. Either way.
Yeah.
One way or the other, it's just your opinion.
See, okay.
Okay.
There's so many emails.
Hey, I don't trust those fucking people, but trust does matter, especially when it's your money. Mark and Jay at LPL Financial work hard to build a relationship of trust by providing thoughtful, objective guidance and placing your interest first. Invest with knowledgeable financial advisors who are on your side. Call them today at 248-626-2000 and ask for Mark or Jay.
Get Lindell on the show now. Oh, sorry.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Okay.
Get Lindell on now. One. He has even more information. I'm sure he would love to talk to you. I'm sure he would. But
did you watch his whole symposium thing?
No.
I did not.
No. I watched a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Dawn sent it to me ahead of time.
Yeah.
It was like, this is going to drop in the next couple of days. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll check it out. And it was like,
a lot of it was
heavy, quick, and deep in the weeds. And, I think his heart's in the right place.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would be very frustrating if you were finding out stuff and you were using your money to find out as much as you could about what was going on with this stuff. It would be fucking infuriating if people just dismissed you.
Yep.
And you were trying to show evidence. Right. I'll say that. How much of that? Do I think this was a clean and fair election? Not even a little bit.
Not even a little.
Not even a little bit. There's too much out there
Yeah.
that half the country hasn't seen, and I get it. So we're not going to change anyone's minds, whatever.
No, but
T-Roy and AA Ron, stay in your lanes. This is from Philip.
Philip.
Yeah, Philip's going after you.
Philip Buster?
Nope. Greetings, cult leader. It's been a long time since I emailed. Pre-pandemic, when I still worked alongside AA Ron.
Oh, axe to grind.
Yeah, could be. Disgruntled?
Yeah.
I don't know. First off, let me say, T-Roy, as an electrician, I'm somewhat surprised you have never heard of the concept of unionizing. If a group of employees gets together and let their employees know, hey, we will gladly find work elsewhere if you don't let us keep working from home, and then the employer then decides it's not worth it to try and replace them, how is that the employees being whiny bitches? It's not. It's the employees realizing their power within the workplace and utilizing that any way they can to get benefits necessary to continue sanity at our place of work. As far as AA Ron is concerned, I'm really surprised with his new duties in the LSD that he even has time left over to have an opinion on this. He, of all people, should know and understand the absolute benefits of working from home, because, of course, the office he still and I used to work in was great, very social, and overall just a great place to work with wonderful people. However, there would be, I kid you not, hours that we would all stand around shooting the shit. Don't give me that we're more productive in the office crap. AA Ron, when you complain about wait times and everything else, you know as well as I do, there's a glaring detail you left out regarding this. How about the fact that there are still something like 10 million available jobs in the country, and it seems like lately about 8 million of those jobs are in the tech world. So yes, T-Roy and AA Ron, we actually do have a leg to stand on as employees. This is a buyer's market, if you will. The employees have the power. Employers then that want to flex their "it's my way or the highway" attitude, the T-Roy and AA Ron are going to have a tough time keeping employees in this buyer's market. Love the show since the return. T-Roy, love the return of T-Roy. Love the hot takes, but your opinion on this is just wrong. Starry, stating facts. Good day, boys. Phil with an F.
You know
what?
I'm not even going to bother retorting after that.
What?
Phil with an F?
It's not, but
oh, all right.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust a Phil with an F either.
Right? No, I wasn't. I'm. You know what? We beat it to death. It's your opinion.
Yeah.
You like to work from home.
Hey, man, they're bombarding me. Look at this.
Congratulations. Fine. And I bet every one of those was written from their fucking pajamas. Congratulations.
Not all
Good
of them.
for
Some
you.
of them agree with you.
Not those,
Some of
obviously.
them. Yeah.
Whatever, man. How this became such a hot topic,
I don't know,
is
man.
beyond me.
It is. But you know what? It's something everyone's got an opinion on because they all, everyone uniquely dealt with this personally over the last couple of years.
For the record, I am a union electrician.
I know.
So I fully understand the...
That's what he was saying.
Okay.
You understand. He was being a smartass about it, but he was saying you understand unions. So, yeah, I think it's a hot button issue because a lot of people figured out, hey, I can get paid the same amount and never have to fucking leave my house.
That's fine. And if you can, great. Which I've never said it. I've never said not to. Never said it was better or worse.
Yeah.
My point is that if they tell you to fucking come back to work, you go back to work. But if you can organize and somehow and collectively hold their feet to the fire and the company goes, okay, fine, stay in your jams.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, good for you. But the ultimate is like, come to the work, and everyone's like, but I don't want to.
A lot of the problem, too, when you're talking about where this started, Silicon Valley, right? This all started with the high-end Apple engineer or whatever.
Yeah.
That's where the shit started.
Yep.
So a lot of these employees, the work-from-home people, moved out of Silicon Valley. And they went to places all over the country where it cost a quarter to get a house.
Yep.
So their salaries that they're making in the Bay Area are bloated.
Yep.
Right? You can't have housing prices start at $2 million each for 1,200 square foot and then pay a guy $100,000 a year. Like, what do you want them to do? So they have to pay these guys a shitload of money just to be able to rent a small place. And groceries are more, gas, everything's more there.
Yeah.
So they have to pay these guys bloated salaries. So these guys, when it came to work from home, were like, I'm going to go live in Oklahoma and work from home and make $2 million a year on top of it. And they were going, no, we're going to adjust for where your new market is.
Yep.
And people are up in arms about that.
Well,
So-
like I said, there's
Come back into the office and make your big fucking money and live in sunny California, or go live in Oklahoma and we'll pay you the reasonable rate of $200,000 a year.
there's good people on both sides.
And with that, thanks everybody for hanging with us. It's Messiah Day tomorrow. I'm excited.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some fun.
see how that
We are.
goes.
It's gonna go great. I have
sure.
no doubt. He's
I
a
do
pro.
too.
I'm a
Yeah,
pro.
absolutely.
You're a pro.
Looking forward to it, man. I'd love to be able to move on from this thing.
Yeah, we're gonna do that tomorrow.
Amen.
Absolutely. Thanks everybody for listening. Continue with the emails. I love reading them. Everybody loves hearing them. So we will see you tomorrow. Going to be an exciting day.